Okay, good morning. Boy, this water's higher than I thought it would be. Hasn't rained in a couple of weeks, but I guess we're dealing with snow melt. We have a line of big boulders. So I'm still on a river that doesn't have, I've never seen much for decent sized gold. Flower gold everywhere, but if it does, this would be the area, because a big creek comes in about a half a mile up, joins with this river, and that big creek, it's pretty big. It's just not a river really, but it is definitely a pretty good sized watershed. 3, 4, 5 miles of watershed. So I don't know. Here now, gonna give it a whirl. I just brought the pan and the classifier. Look at the size of this rock. My goodness. I mean, that's a big rock. This, well, where did it come from? Boy, that must have been a heck of a flood year. Woo! So many spots to check. Alright, I'm going to have some fun, and anything happens, or we'll just keep you posted, give you a little update. Little bedrock over there. Boy, that'd be fun if there was some bedrock here or on this bend. But I think we got lots of gravel to go down before you get to bedrock. So when I come to a new gravel bar like this, I think you're sort of in a bit of a dilemma. You know, it's like when you see all these beautiful boulders and things, you think nuggets. And I wanted to come to this spot hoping for nuggets. But how do you find nuggets without a detector? Even here, they'd be deep. I don't know if a detector would do it. But the next thing I always try and do, or end up doing, is looking for black sand. So I went up a little higher. There's a nice big boulder there. Did a couple of pans behind there. And as you would expect, the light's no good. It's all shade here, but just trust me, there's a couple of little flakes in there. Just 2. But that's the dilemma. You know, like, I think there's such a thing as prospector's intuition. You see areas like this and right away you think nuggets. I gotta find nuggets. But I really don't know how to find them. I wish I did. So I might just pursue more black sands. Maybe they're up higher, like, you know, under the moss. Or I might just keep finding areas down here. I always think ideally if you could find a spot where, like this, in this area, where you dig down and you find some kind of hard pack, something that would stop bigger gold, would be a good alternative. So I might do that as well. Just keep looking everywhere for something like that. No shortage of spots to look. That's only my 3rd pan, and well, no, I guess I did a couple here, a couple up there, and got a couple of little pieces so far. Hopefully it's going to get better than that. I bet it will, with an area as gorgeous as this. Well, just to show you what I'm doing, I come around to the start of the inside bend. see the straightens out there, and some of this stuff falling off here. Tried there, and I'm not really hitting anything that's solid. Everything's just really gravelly, not holding any black sands or anything. And I come between these two, and I've got almost like a little crevice. It's good as solid down here. You can see when I've been using this little tool to clean it out with and stuff. I'm gonna do a pan of this right away, just to see if there's nothing there at all. Well, I'm clearly not on the gold streak or the pay streak, so I'll hook that up on the pan, and we can watch me pan that out. Oh, there's some gold. Oh, okay, look. Oh, yeah. There. One pretty decent one, it looks flat. One down there. And maybe a couple other little ones. I don't know how flat that one is. It's wanting to float around, so I'm thinking it's pretty flat. Probably not a picker. It's a decent sized one. Ah. Alright, well, I guess somewhere around here is a pay streak, or just got to keep finding little spots like that where gold can settle. Well, I don't know, it's not quite going like I had hoped. I'm not really finding any areas where I can dig down a little ways and get to something that would hold gold. Everywhere I dig, it's pebbly. It just keeps being pebbly, not very much black sand at all. And that's not going to stop much gold. I don't really want to go up higher here and look for fine flake gold, because I've got another spot that's much easier to get into than this one, and I'm not going to come here and do a bunch of flake gold. I suppose I should do a little in case it's like unbelievable amounts or something like that, which it could be because it's much higher up the river than the other place. So I don't know, maybe some of this stuff here, you know, maybe you could dig down 4 feet or something and get to some good, more clay, or just some kind of a different layer that is not so pebbly. And when I say pebbly, I mean small pebbles, 1/8 inch or less, but not fine sand. I don't know that I'm going to do that today. That may be what you have to do to look for a bunch of little nuggies or nuggets even. But I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to go under this boulder next. I don't think that stuff gets washed out too much there. I'm going to go there, a little bit there, and then a little bit there. Kind of a compromise between up higher in the flood zone and down lower in the gravel bar zone. Usually by the time you start getting moss, you get into some finer sand. So. Great place to come and do this. I'm finding a little bit of gold, so it hasn't been a complete bust. But okay, this was under that rock I said. This actually is not too bad. You get under here and the sand's pretty good, and there's sort of a base, some really good rock pack in there. So I'm hoping this might have something in it. So check it out. Pan it out, as they say. Being higher up the river here is not very valid. Maybe most of the gold in my other spot is coming from somewhere else lower than here. There seems to be more flood gold down there. Black sand. Oh, one little shiny. But that's the way it's been going. I'll grab that and keep looking. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. It's only about 3:30. I've got another hour and a half if I wanted to stay. But really, I don't know if it's really panning out the way I wanted it to. Just wanted to come and see if there were some spots where a guy could have a chance at finding a bigger piece of gold because of where it is on the river. But I thought that right here there would also be plenty of flood gold, and I would have found a little more. I guess you never know if you're in the right spot or not. I guess maybe someday if I get a gold detector I can come and run through this area, see if there is any. But I'm going to quit. I want to save some energy for tomorrow. I'm going to go back to a different spot. You know, if the guy's just going to pan around and look around for a bunch of flood gold, might as well just wait till there and use the sluice bucket. do it that way. It's a lot easier than just dig, pan, dig, pan, dig, pan. It gets hard after a while. It wears on you. Sure is an interesting area though. Some of the rocks are really cool. The way that the water has ground them out and shaped them over the years. And I don't think anybody comes down here. So. I don't know if there's a nugget around. Maybe I'll find it some other day with the metal detector. Okay, see you tomorrow.